This is Dr. Helen Sue of Hella Mental Health, and today I had someone talk to me about performance anxiety, like test anxiety. So even though you may be well prepared and practiced for a situation, sometimes our worst nightmare is when our anxiety gets so fired up that we are afraid we might go blank or blow it and not be able to access what we actually know in the moment because we're just so flooded with the agitation or the mental noise of when we feel anxious. So really quick, 5 things in the moment that you could do when you feel that kind of acute performance or test anxiety. I've also heard people say this before an interview, right? So a high stakes moment. One thing is ground your body. When we're really agitated, our heart might race, palms get sweaty, sometimes we feel nauseous. I've had people even get sick right before a big test. Breathing exercises, I know it's a cliche, but they really do work. And when we say breathe, it means slow and deep. Not breathe a lot, because then you hyperventilate, which maybe makes it worse, right? People do box breathing like up one side, thinking about the 4th side, exhaling, breathing in. Or people will do like tracing your hand, like in breath up and out, up and out, running through so it's slow and deep. Another thing is sometimes you might have heard in acupressure, there's a point about 2 fingers down from your wrist crease where you press on both sides. And that's something people do to fight nausea, like even like on a boat ride. But some people have felt that's helpful too. When I'm just like anxious and my stomach's getting weird, of just like breathing, accessing my pressure points to kind of ground my body, okay? Another thing you can try is just cool it down. We respond to temperature changes. You may have heard about the diving reflex, where people are feeling really anxious, they'll even put their face in cold water because that just kicks off your body's natural reflex to calm down. Now, maybe before your interview or such, you can't be putting your head in water, but you can go wash your hands in cool water. You can use an ice cube. I've had people even use an ice cube or a cold water bottle or something to touch their pulse points, right? Wrists, neck, or even on their temples, but just bring in that temperature down, right? So we've got your breath, we've got your body grounded, you've cooled it down. Also, maybe having a tactile object for some of your nervous energy might be helpful. Sometimes people keep a good luck charm in their pocket or on their desk if it's a test or like a Zoom event. Whatever that tactile object can be, for some people they literally play with a favorite piece of jewelry like a ring or bracelet. Some other examples, I've given this lovely stone angel by a good friend, so that has good vibes to kind of touch when I'm thinking or have a situation. People have made these out of clay. It's a thumbprint. This is a nice thing that you can easily make. I've known people who've given this to their kids, like when you're nervous, think of me and my hand, and this thumbprint is just something to play with, or just any number of fidget toys, right? Little spiky things, just things that let you kind of fidget when you're feeling a little agitated, and can be relatively unobtrusive when you're taking a test, right? Like some of these things, at least they don't make any noise, because a common fidget we do is clicking our pens, but that's really annoying if you're in an interview or taking a test with other people in the room. So bodily grounding things. One other thing to think about is almost diffusing the situation. It's like a paradoxical thing. What does that mean? That means sometimes when we go into an interview and we just say out loud, like, whew, I'm kind of nervous. This means a lot to me. Like, bear with me. That might actually go over better to just get it out than when we walk in and we try so hard to pretend we're really cool and we're not nervous and we're trying to shove it all in. That sometimes just acknowledging something actually makes it easier. It's almost like you just put it out there, the exposure's there, I'm not wasting a bunch of energy containing it. So for example, I've worked with a student who sometimes stutters and was really scared that that would come out in a job interview. And in fact, they just put it out there like, I really am interested in this position. And sometimes when I'm like really thinking about something or whatever, I might stutter a little bit. So bear with me. Oh, okay, no big deal. That was out there. It wasn't like, oh, they didn't say anything and then it starts to come out and then they feel really freaked out or embarrassed and then they have to explain. Sometimes just putting it out there actually makes it easier. That if I put it out there and it doesn't happen, great. If I put it out there and it does, like, well, we've already been over this, okay? The last thing is to try and think about something that makes you laugh. Having a sense of humor about our foibles is important, and think about how to smile. Because sometimes when we express or our body smiles or laughs, our brains can catch up. It's a feedback system. So sometimes I literally have before a big event played like a song or a clip that I think is really funny or whatever. That can be my little hype. Some people play things that hype themselves up. I don't even need it to be that directly. Just something that's a little bit humorous or reminds me of something that can put me in a more natural, friendly mode, especially if this is a performance or an interview situation. And so those are just really quick things you can do in that moment where you're feeling like my anxiety is coming on and it's affecting my mind and body, and I just want to be able to ground down and focus on what I came here to do. And just remember too that it's progress, not perfection. People actually like you better when you're not perfect, when you are competent but relatable. So hold on to that. Know that everything is a learning experience. Progress, not perfection. I've definitely given speeches or gotten jobs even when my hands were clammy, even if sometimes I stumbled over the words. It's practice and it's progress. So good luck out there and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And just remember, ground down, be good to yourself. You don't have to fight your body. These are all natural responses when we have things like anxiety and such. We just need it to be balanced a little more. And these are some of the skills and the tips that you might use. Do you have other skills or little tips that you've used? Or what is your hype song or your mantra when you're feeling anxious? You can drop that in the comments. Would love to hear it. Thank you and hope to see you next time with another psych question.